Hey, last night I got kicked out of a bar for not having the vaccine. It's happening, baby. Cheers. All right, everybody. Welcome to the Tyler Fischer Show. Cheers. Happy, what the hell day is it? I don't even know. I'm sorry. This is a day late. I had a braces incident yesterday. One of my new adult braces snapped and then went right into my upper lip. So my lisp doubled. It maybe even tripled. Like you can't even say tripled when you have a lisp. So I didn't want to do that to you guys, and it was tough. I did a show, lisp and all. I bombed. I don't want to necessarily say it was because of the lisp, but it's hard to sound assertive with a lisp, you know. It's challenging enough being 5'3" and people accusing me of having a Napoleon complex as a tiny guy. So now I got tiny, angry complex and a lisp. I mean, it's summer of love. I'm done. There it goes. I've got some momentum with some viral videos. I'm feeling good. I got the hair, the beard, and now I got the lisp. What am I supposed to do? You know, I saw a domestic dispute, and I'm trying to get better at speaking out, right? You got to speak out. You got to speak out. All right. So I see a guy, you know, a toxic male, and he's got his hands on this lady, right? He's kind of like roughing her up a little bit. He wasn't punching her. And I go, well, I'm supposed to speak up. I don't want to be a toxic male myself. And I just go, hey, excuse me. Get your fucking hands off of her. Stop it. And he stops, and he looks at her. He takes his hands off. They both just start cracking up, just howling, laughing. They go, what the fuck was that? He puts his arm around her, and they walk away. I go, fucking lisp, man. It's lisp, man. I just saved a woman's life with my awkward, weird, fucking tiny little Napoleon lisp. So don't tell me I ain't speaking up. I saved that woman. I hope she's listening to the show today. It's true. Last night, I'm never going to forget this for as long as I live. And I just texted my friend. I leave the comedy club with a buddy. We hadn't seen each other. Fred's walking right in front of the frame here. Hey, I'm filming here. He's such a narcissist. Speaking of narcissism, did you enjoy your long weekend? We'll go with that first. Did you see old Kamala Harris? Kamala Harris. I still can't say her name. Why can't I say her name? Not because I don't know how to pronounce names. I'm not great at it. It's more for the fear. I panic for the fear of being called racist for not being able to pronounce a black woman's name, which already has happened during a video from a cold person I went to college with who messaged me and called me racist for not pronouncing her name right. So she put out the tweet. Let's pull it up right here. You know, look, it's not the end of the world. It could have been one of her, you know, social media people or her campaign, whatever. I mean, I am wearing all black today, if you're watching this, to mourn the job of her social media person, who's definitely not her social media person anymore. Generally disrespectful to the fallen soldiers, to the men and women in uniform. She followed it up and was like, oh, but I mean, you know, everyone died and we want to thank them. But you can't open with that. You know what I mean? Close with long weekend. Take it from me. I'm a comedian. You open with, hey, you know, a big up to all the people that died in the war, and, you know, big up to them. And then close with, you know, and everybody take that in while enjoying your freedom by having a day off, which, by the way, I was working. Were you? Who was that tweet to? Bill Gates? We're all working. The long weekend, nobody's worked in 15 months. We all want to get back to work. I'm doing stand-up. The chefs are working. The bus boys and girls are working. The waitress is working. The bartender's working. The manager's working. Everyone's working. The guy that drove me on the subway was working. Okay? Come on, mamala. Come on, mamala. Oh, come on, mamala, Harris. You hear me? Come on, mamala. You hear me? Come on, mamala. So, I just brush up. And she puts a picture of herself up there? I mean, come on. Get the troops up there. Get a fallen soldier. She's just a picture of her. Enjoy the long weekend. Where are you looking? Where's she looking? You looking at the long weekend? Look how long it is. Enjoy it, because it's very long. I can't even see the end of it. It's so long. But I know you're all home unemployed and depressed. You've had a 400-day. We just had a 400-day weekend. Long weekend. Whatever. So anyways, I did a joke about it on stage. It bombed. I also tried getting the crowd to clap for the troops and stuff. I go, hey, it's Memorial Day, guys. How about a round of applause? Cricket, cricket for the men and women. Cricket, cricket for the heroes. Cricket. And then I had to go, come on. They clapped. And I said, yes, give it up for everyone who's enjoying the long weekend. New joke. It bombed, but I put it right online because it was Memorial Day. I thought, it's fun to do a clip the day of that something happens. Joke bombs. I thought it would. Not a big deal. I put it online. People are going all wild. What a piece of shit crowd. They're woke fucking liberals. Piece of fucking shit. Goddamn lefty with a stick up their ass. And I had to clarify. I go, guys, the joke bombed. The joke was I was making fun of myself for bombing, and then I said I did it in honor of her tweet that bombed. So it was really joke on me. Maybe it was too meta, but I'm not making a political statement. I just thought it was quite narcissistic of her to do it. Back to it. Leave the comedy club. One of the only bars that was open. Bar called Milano's. I go down to Milano's bar. It's like a hole in the wall. One of these bars, where it's like there's basically a little slit and there's no sign, and you go, am I at a homeless person's alley or an establishment? So, I'm not touching my penis, by the way. My Labradoodle's head is in my lap, and I'm rubbing his head because he's jealous I'm talking to you and not talking to him. And I'm basically his bitch at this point. So we walk in the bar. We're so excited. We're going to have a drink. I haven't seen this guy in so long. And they go, hey, where's your passport? We need a vaccine passport. And I look at my buddy, we go, these fucking guys, huh? We picked the right bar. We got a couple of fucking comedians behind the bar slinging drinks. And they go, no, we need to see your papers, please. And the guy's hammered. I thought he was hammered. Maybe he was just slow. But he's like, oh, it's this thing. We got to see it, show the thing. And we were in disbelief because you heard about this and it may happen and it may start being implemented. But there was a naive part of me that goes, this ain't going to happen. This can't happen. It's going to divide the country so bad. 50 to 60% of the CDC have not been vaccinated. I don't know if you saw that address to Congress or whatever with Fauci and the CDC director and the FDA. And they went down the line and they said, Dr. Fauci, how many people in the CDC have been vaccinated? And he's like, I think it's somewhere around 50 to 60%, but I can't be quite certain because I can't really say anything for certain at all whatsoever. And then down the line, 50 to 60%. I ain't bashing anyone that got the vaccine. I'm pro-vaccine. I'm pro this vaccine. If you want it, get it. If it makes you feel better, I'm in fucking full support, dude. I had COVID. I know that second shot knocks you out. I will bring you soup, okay? I know how bad it feels. I was in bed for a week. So we go, you got it, you're kidding, right? By the way, my friend gives a hug to the bartender, gives him like a hug. They basically almost kissed because they know each other. And he goes, the bartender's really strict. Now, I don't ask people if they got the vaccine because it's none of my goddamn business. That was very George Carlin.
It's none of my business. I said, wow, what are we doing? Are we getting the shot? Are we not? Well, tell me how big your balls is. How big is your dick? How long can you fuck? None of my goddamn business.
So I kind of don't know where he's going with it. He said, he goes, I left my vaccine card at home. Guy goes, well, take a picture of it, next time and bring it back. So I go, bro, let's get out of here. What are we doing? We're having this deliberation. And I go, bro, it's none of my business, but did you leave it at home or do you have the vaccine? And he goes, no, I'm not getting the vaccine. He goes, I cannot believe that just happened. We walked around with our jaws down to our dongs. They're big dongs too, by the way. So give good support for the jaw because we got big manly jaws. And we just walked around Soho for like an hour and we had to get beers and drink them on the fucking, like in an empty outdoor dining space, like a couple of homeless guys. And we just go, we're never going to forget this. This was wild. And he said, man, that's my favorite bar. I'm never going back. He didn't get the vaccine. By the way, a very liberal person. And I'm just saying that because you might assume one side or the other does or doesn't want to get the vaccine. He's very liberal. He's very outspoken about his politics. I respect him for his politics. And we both have different reasons for not getting it, which I thought was interesting. I'm not getting it because I already had COVID. I talked about it with my doctor. This is not FDA approved. I understand it's an emergency, and the people that really need it, we had to roll this thing out. I know the survival rate for someone of my age, my health status, and I'm not getting it. Now my buddy is. Hold on, let me get a little sip here. I got a full bottle of fresh seltzer here. It's gonna be a good show. He's not getting it because he's so turned off by these manipulative, kind of dystopian, weird, childlike commercials and videos trying to get people to take it, So there's two different reasons from people with two, we don't have the same politics, but we're certainly not in the same exact arena. And a very smart guy, incredibly articulate, and just a great guy, And we walked away, and we said, "Hey, what's gonna happen if this spreads? I mean, this really could spread, and what are we gonna do? What's our stance?" And he goes, "I think I'm gonna get a fake vaccine passport," and we just fucking started cracking up. We're like, "What is going on right now? We got to get fake passports," and sure enough, I posted about this, right? I went online, and I'm not boycotting the fucking bar. I don't give a shit, dude. My point in posting about it was like, back to the speaking up, is I just wanted to share, hey guys, this is starting to happen. Be aware that this bar won't let you in if you don't have the vaccine. Don't waste your time. A girl even reached out. She said, yeah, I had the same problem with that bar. They turned me away. So I just wanted to speak up about it. And the bar wrote back, and they were very unhappy. Let's see if I could find it. Instagram. And basically, I said they turned away two healthy people because they don't have the vaccine. And they were like, yeah, it's true, all you young, healthy people. We're just trying to stay open, and we got to be safe, and this, that, and the other. Now, that's fine. That's their decision. It's my decision not to go, and it's my decision to post about it. But it's like, this is like a shitty little hole-in-the-wall dive bar that you literally have to, like, do this to even get in. It's this narrow. I mean, it is like a fucking, it's about the width of a train track. And what a world. What a world. To go in to a shitty dive bar that fits 8 people, where they're going to continue to serve you small doses of poison in a glass that go right into your bloodstream, where you're going to maybe go to the bathroom do a couple lines of cocaine, meet a stranger, stumble back to their apartment and fucking raw dog them, no condom, but you gotta show your little Band-Aid. It's like, the irony's not lost. More people are at risk of dying from an alcohol-related issue, alcohol poisoning, getting in a car crash, falling into the train tracks, getting in a fight, getting killed, making a bad decision, cheating, all sorts of stuff. The risk is a lot higher for that alcohol-based issue and death than somebody my age dying of COVID. I rest my case, Your Honor. Your Honor, I rest my case. The defense is wrong. It's not a mint green metallic Skylark convertible. The axle is 4 inches. My brother was the mechanic. My brother's brother was the mechanic. His brother was the mechanic. I mean, it's my cousin Vinny. It's like you got to tell the truth about this stuff. It's like, tell the truth. It's the most adventurous thing you could do in your life. It's like, clean your room. First person to tell me who that's an impression of on the comments, I'll make you a free cameo as that person. It's like comical. It's like people have no idea where this leads. It's like, first they don't let you into a bar, and then they don't let you into a restaurant, and then they don't let you fly. And now you're just in your home doing heroin, killing kittens. It's like comical. Who knows? Who knows? Do you know who that is? So, it was bogus. They got mad. They posted about it. They responded to my post. And I just said, hey, this is America, right? It's great. They have every right to. I have every right to speak up about it. They have every right to speak up about me speaking up. And then I spoke about me speaking up, about them speaking out. And then they spoke up about me speaking out, about them speaking about but that's all, folks. And that's America. And there's a good country. It's a strategery. Cheers. So that was the night last night. It was definitely interesting. It was definitely interesting. And the public shaming is happening more often as I go into comedy clubs. Last night a guy goes out to shake my hand, and that's fine. But I just said, look, someone reaches out to shake your hand and you do this, just fucking pound them, okay? A pound trumps a shake. Okay, frankly, it trumps a shake, and even though Trump trumps a Trump shake always trumps a Trump pound, frankly. And so it's like, I don't want to touch your hands, and I've got small hands, and a big sweaty palm will sort of consume me like some sort of, Venus flytrap, frankly. And I give him the pound. He gets all upset. He goes, whoa, dude. What, are you not vaccinated? And he said it like sarcastically, and what he meant was he knows I'm vaccinated, and he was making fun of the fact that some people aren't. And I said, no, I'm not vaccinated, but that's not why I'm not shaking your hand. I'm not shaking your hand because I'm a germaphobe, and also we just got out of a pandemic, and I don't want to shake your hand. Because, I just noticed you haven't been doing the shake. Because this happened last week, and I said, look, it's nothing personal. I'm not breaking the shake rule for anybody. And I said, I'm a germaphobe, and my hands aren't, even that clean. He goes, I don't care. He goes, my hands are clean. I go, what am I doing? What am I doing? Wasting my time having these types of conversations every day. I don't know. What do you do? What do I do? What are we supposed to do? Do we just walk away? This is burning a lot of fuel going through these motions. I don't want to be seen as an asshole and just fucking hat down and just walk to the green room, but I'm just sick and tired of these fucking conversations. People come and go, are you an anti-vaxxer? Why aren't you getting the vax? Are you an anti-vaxxer, or do you just hate this vax? Get messages about that and shit and whatnot. And so I just posted about that. I said, hey, You remember our good old friend, our good old pal called Nuance? Do you realize what's happening now? We're given two options, box A or box B. That's it. That's it. It's pick one or pick two. Why are you anti-vax or are you anti this vax? So I shared a little bit and I said, hey, there's a bit of nuance here. The fact is, I'm neither of those things. I'm not anti-vax and I'm not anti this vax. It's just my choice to not get it. So I got to come up with a plan because I don't know. That's why I have a paintbrush. I just feel more, artistic. We're just going to paint a happy little tree right here. So here we go. So what I'm painting here is some happy little droplets. Some happy little COVID droplets. Right there. Get a nice little 1/4-inch brush there. And we have a big mountain. And we have a nice big fluffy cloud with some happy little COVID droplets. And right there, we'll paint a couple little unhappy people who are judging the hell out of you for not getting the vaccine. We'll draw a little vaccine right there, right into your arm. And now we could paint a vaccine and it's no harm at all. You don't have to get the real thing. We just have to paint it. Happy little droplets. I auditioned for the voice of Bob Ross for a Mountain Dew commercial. Spoiler alert, didn't get it. It's hard to see that one on TV because I thought I fucking nailed it. Didn't get it. They wanted a Latino Bob Ross. No, I'm kidding.
We're really looking for a trans Latino Bob Ross sound-alike, Tyler. We could tell by your voice that you are not offering much diversity.
So, the public shaming is happening. What's so interesting now is I got shamed at a comedy club a few times, but I walked in. Nobody's got the mask on in the green room. There's about 15 comics. And the guy goes, whoa, 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 you vaccinated? I said, no. And he goes, well, put your mask on. Put it on. Come on. And he was a little perturbed. And I go, okay. And I put my mask on. Now I'm looking around. I'm the only one with a mask on. So now everybody else knows that I'm not vaccinated. I started blushing. I started sweating. This was my audition at the Comedy Cellar. And I was like, oh my God. And now now everyone's asking me, and now I have to keep explaining it. And it was like, hey, a little panic attack. I just used it for fuel for my audition and went up there and was like, I'm here to audition. I'm not here to tell anyone about my personal choices. It's all very interesting, and it's all very tribal, and it makes me very uncomfortable. But at the end of the day, it's your job, it's our job to figure out how to react to this stuff, because it's not going to stop, and I got to pick my poison.
I think I'll pick the Moderna.
Kidding, not anti-vax. You know what I was thinking too? When this vaccine was announced by, frankly, it's the Trump vaccine, excuse me. You know what I realized? Trump has a little bit of a lisp. It's very minor, but I think the braces may complete the impression. Tell me if I'm wrong. So I have the congested nasal issue. I have the whatever, I don't know what it's called. So I naturally make the sniff. So I have that. And then I have the small Trump hands. So I have that. And I could do the voice. It's pretty good. It's not, it's good. It's right. They say, oh, he can't do the voice. And I say, I could do the voice. But something about this minor lisp, right? And it's very subtle if you're listening, and get the sniff in the hand, and it just keeps the tip of my tongue, the tip, right? And I'm making the tongue great again. It keeps it from hitting the top of my teeth. And as far as sound, right? Mike Pence knows sound. Mike Pence is sleeping on my sofa because him and Mother are having a bed problem. Him and Mother, right? Mother. So the lisp, it's completing the impression. And I'm going to make lisps great again. We're going to be strong. So strong. We're going to make America's great again. All right, so I don't know. What do you think?
Tell me in the chat.
So when Trump announced the vaccine, I celebrated it, right? I got my poor old grandma locked in a fucking elderly place. You know, I'm worried that she's just going to wither away and die. I got a mentally ill fucking family member, and now they're not getting out for fresh air. And vaccines announced, I go, this is great. And everyone was like, yeah, fucking pedophile. You're a fucking pedophile, you are. I was in Scotland at the time. You're a fucking pedophile. You're trying this shit on me. I'm not taking the fucking vaccine. The fucking Trump vaccine. I'm not doing it. It's probably fucking a weird concoction made of fucking mustard and Windex and shit. And fucking Clorox bleach and whatnot. Not the best accent. It's a new one. So I'm getting reamed up the ass. I mean, thank God, actually, because it was the most action I got. The most action I got was people in my circles just fucking me in the ass for supporting one thing that Trump did. Now it's the Biden thing, and I'm the fucking weirdo for not getting it, you know. That's just what we're doing, John. I mean, I told John the other day, I said, I'm not getting the vaccine. He said, well, I didn't know you joined QAnon. I said, I didn't. He said, you sure you did? I said, what are you talking about? I said, let's do some acid and get on the yellow submarine. Coffee's wearing out. That's all right. We're going to persevere. It's all just so contradictory. It's all so contradictory. And you know what I realized? I think the theory they had, I'm sure they have very intellectual people trying to figure, it's all so manipulative, right? You know, like, Kamala or Biden just tweeted, like, get the vaccine or wear the mask. It was minor, had a little twinge of a threat, just a little bit, you know, a little wink of a threat there. And the CDC comes out, only half of their employees are getting 50 to 60% down the line. And I think the theory's backfiring because I really think they thought, okay, people are going to get the vaccine. We're going to tell them they could take the mask off. Now we're doing an old flipperoo, right? An old switcheroony, an old plot twist. And they thought that the people who were wearing the masks would get the vaccines, then take the masks off. And then the people who didn't get the vaccine would have to keep the mask on, and we would know who they were. A little microcosm happened at the Comedy Cellar, right? They knew it was me. But the issue is, like, half of this fucking city still got their mask on, which helps my case because people aren't as likely to come up to me and go, hey, you're the anti-vaxxer, because I might just be some woke Park Slope mom who's got 5 masks and a fucking plastic bag around her 5-year-old's face, just giving them a complex for the rest of their life. You know what I mean? So it worked out in my favor. I think it backfired on them, and I think that's what they were going for. Now, the wet market. Here's another thing that I spoke out about early, and I got 2 dicks in the ass. I remember I was sitting in my living room, and I just started a conversation, you know, like, you think maybe it's not from a wet market? I mean, there's this viral, you know, studies lab in Wuhan, and it was like, everyone just turned into a little fucking cat and ran behind the sofa. Come on, man. Come on, man. So this is the problem with just saying you're right for the media. And none of the stuff I presented, I wasn't claiming I was right. I wanted to just start a discussion about it. But if you say you're right and you're certain about it, well, I just watched about 20 clips of the media going, this is a conspiracy, this is fucking insane, another one of Trump's foibles is fucking crazy. And now they all have to come back and say, yeah, it sounds like maybe it came from a lab. And then there's no accountability. This is what I think. I'm going to go down a bit of a journey here. Do you think it's weird at all? By the way, now that this fucking wet market theory is debunked, there goes my herpes origin story when I'm dating a new gal. I've been using that one, right? And they buy it too. I go, I got herpes. They go, ew. I go, no, it's from a wet market. I spent a little time in Wuhan. They go, oh, I see. It's not your fault. It's a lot of things are coming from wet markets. They go, I have nipple hairs and I'm not shaving my arms, and that's all wet market based. That was like, some germs from a wet market, and now my hair just grows so fast and I don't shave my legs and I judge you for being a white patriarchal man. It's all stemming from the wet market. Well, that's becoming debunked, and it's like, it's so common sense that this thing could have leaked. But here's what I think. It also, by the way, why am I turning into Seinfeld? I think it's because I got my blazer on. By the way, you don't know what you're talking about. You can't say for certain, but developed countries, including our own, have a very well-funded biological weapons department and study department and development department. A biological weapon is fucking money, dude. You can just unleash that and shit'll spread and you can't see it. And now you have citizens of a country you hate killing each other by hugging them and giving them the very love and that they fucking earned from the freedom of their country. I mean, you're telling me China and even our country isn't doing it? Well, they are doing it, and it's a fact. So I'm not saying they did it on purpose, but it's possible. It's not improbable that would have happened. And I'm going to go you one further. I see you, and I'm going to raise. I'm going chips in here. Do you also find it a little interesting that the number one app in the world right now is a little thing called TikTok, made by China? Soon after the entire country, the entire world is hooked on this app, we get a worldwide pandemic that stems from China, forcing us all inside of our houses where we have to do what? Make TikToks all fucking day. Should I just let that sit for a sec? Let me let that sit for a sec. We're going to let that marinate. Marinated yet? And I'm not a conspiracy guy. And also, anyone who is a conspiracy guy always says, I'm not a conspiracy guy. So just know that. I'm not a conspiracy guy, but the moon looks a lot like Swiss cheese. Just saying. Not a conspiracy guy. Anyone who ever precedes anything they say, negating what they're about to say, they are that exact thing. Look, I'm not a racist, but Filipino children are... fill in the blank. We'll do a Mad Libs there, okay? And I'm going to go a little further. You think I'm done, but I'm wearing a fucking black suit today. I'm going to take this a step further. I don't think it's about the pandemic. I don't think it's about the pandemic being released and shutting everybody inside and using TikTok. Here's what I think the actual act of war is. Now we're all hooked on the tick. Banging on the talk. I got famous comedians I know are famous. I saw a guy in the woods. This is a true story. 3 days ago, I am walking in the woods. There are woods in Prospect Park. I see a comedian, right? Guess what? Teenagers are walking through the woods going, "You're the guy from TikTok!" And he's going, yeah. This shy guy, he does a podcast. He does impressions on TikTok. He's famous. He's getting recognized in the woods by children, which sounds like a great start to a Catching a Pedophile TV show. That's not where this ended. This ended with me, like us having to kind of like scurry away from these rabid teens. Unvaccinated teens. Horny teens. So we're all hooked on it. Now, what I think the end game here is, they're going to delete TikTok. TikTok, one day, everyone's going to wake up out of bed, which people are waking up already with their phone in their hand and the thumb on the app, and they wake up and go, "Doop," and they just start fucking ticking and talking. China, excuse me, whatever, people are calling it so many things, the China virus, or the Kung flu, or the panty, right? I like the panty, right? What'd you do during the panty? What if they deleted it? I'm not kidding. This isn't even a joke. If they deleted TikTok tomorrow, 25% of this country would slip into a deep, dark depression. Suicide would go up and people would just start offing themselves. The country would lose its goddamn mind. Everybody's doing TikTok. Comedians are obsessed with it. They're figuring out ways to write their jokes, reform their jokes so they don't get censored and banned on TikTok. It's gotten out of control. We're going to lose our goddamn minds. We're going to walk outside. Everyone's just going to be having a mental breakdown, but they're just still going to be doing TikToks. And we're all just going to be dancing like fucking crazy people. And then China's going to come in and fucking take over our gas line and hack into our computers. And we're just going to be in the streets like, someone filming this? Who likes this? And boom, end of the country. You still with me? Or are you checking TikTok because you're hooked? It's like it's not good. It's like bloody not good. It's like you think you know TikTok. It's like you don't know TikTok. It's like you think you know what TikTok is. It's like you have no idea. You can't even conceptualize what a tick and a talk is. It's like you have no idea. You have no bloody clue. You think you're just doing choreographed dances in your living room. It's like, oh, yeah, gotcha. That's what China's saying right now. They're going, gotcha. Oh, they gotcha. They gotcha. Clean your room. Now, I like TikTok, with all that said. I just think it's a shame, right? Because TikTok would have been such a great name for a dating app aimed at women in their 30s. I'm pausing for you. I know people are booing this internally and externally, so get your boos out and your moans out. That's getting some fucking moans on the stage, yeah. I got moans on the stage from a TikTok joke. People getting mad, yeah, they try to choke me after the show. Don't you know? 'Cause them single gals are turning 30, man, they're desperate, yeah, and they're feeling thirsty, oh yeah. But their teachers are telling them not to have babies 'cause they gotta save the world 'cause of climate change, yeah. But what they don't know is that internally, biologically, they're begging to have a baby, yeah. And so they're gonna turn 35, and they're gonna have 19 cats. And they're gonna get mad, and they're gonna get pissed, and they're gonna say rats 'cause they don't have a baby. Yeah, that's a new song I just improvised called Have a Baby. Have a fucking baby. While my fucking baby licks me. Fred, you fucking cutie. I'm gonna have, I want so many kids, man. The love I get from this dog is so amazing. And then I thought, oh my God, I could have a baby who will then meet my dog. I started crying. I actually started crying. I was like, whoa, Freddie's only 2.5. If I can get a kid going, cooking at least in the oven in the next 2 or 3 years, my kid can be a tot, like 3 or 4 and playing with my dog. It was very emotional. It was emotional, yeah. So anyways, yeah, that joke's been, it's so fun, man. It's so fun. I mean, because I'm in the transition phase where when people are moaning and booing me, dude, I get such an internal hard on. Like, I literally can put my dick inside my body and it gets hard. It goes all the way up, like, through my pancreas. And I enjoy that. And you should too. So, what else happened? The origin story is changing. And I'm just waiting for Fauci to, come up, because he was here's the thing, he also was like, there's really no chance it came from the lab, and why would he say that? And he goes, credible people are saying it, but he never listed the credible people, I don't think. is he just going to keep coming up with different origin stories? We really don't have a lot of evidence, but we think possibly this could have originated in a hot yoga class, like a Bikram yoga class in Brooklyn, New York, because these are very small rooms that are not socially distanced. There's no ventilation, so droplets are just spraying off of undeodorized, unsanitized armpits in the sort of meeting and latching on and creating what I like to call a super droplet. And that lands on the tit of one of the yoga teachers. She goes off and, as you all know, is polyamorous. So she's spreading her droplets to 10, 20, 30 partners, which then multiplies. Now you got another worldwide outbreak. Now, we can't say we have evidence to support or not to support that, but it's just something that I'm saying because I'm on a podcast. Hey, if you'd like a Fauci cameo, go to Cameo, go to Tyler Fischer, Fischer. I'll make you a Fauci cameo. It's literally my favorite thing to do. Literally, my favorite thing to do is to improvise and write these cameos. Someone just asked for one for someone that does a, what is it called? Like a trailer home, like a community of trailer park. And they're like, we want some, I think the owner of the trailer park might need some COVID safety rules. And man, so fun. And thank you for everyone who purchased one for a friend or family member. It helps support my comedy, and I appreciate that. What else happened after the show? Little update, because I had my little coming out party as opening up about being discriminated as a white guy or whatever, dude. You can't, whatever. So a guy came up to me after the show, and there's two Indian gentlemen who I really like, invited me on their podcast. They said, we don't have white people on. It's an all Indian podcast. Be that as it may, do your thing. I don't give a shit. Whatever, man. It's your life. Do what you want, man. I only have one white guy on this show, and it's me. So they invite me on the pod. Months go by. Hey, we still want to have you on. We're going to get you on. We're going to get the buddy, we're going to talk to the producer, get your date. We're going to find out, get you on. I go, hey, it's fine. 6 months go by. Hey, we still want to get you on, man. But, actually, we're only having women on right now, which also is a lie because I looked on their page and they did have a white guy on. Whatever, be that as it may. I don't care. It's your show. So I ended the conversation and I go, hey, I'm just not going to have this carrot dangling conversation anymore, with all due respect. You got to take things back into your own hands. So that was me kind of taking back my control so that every time I see him, I don't go, hey guys, is March okay? How do you feel about March 2036? Calendar's wide open for March. We could even do 2056. I'll be in a nursing home and may have a little dementia, but I'm available in July, and I'm pretty funny in July. I really hit my groove for the year in July. So I didn't want to do that anymore, so I end the conversation. I posted some stories about it. It wasn't explicitly about that. This has been happening for 10 years, yada, yada, yada. This happens. I globbed it into my little story about it, my little video about being a white guy and turned away from the podcasting community. Everything's a community now, so why don't I glob them in? So he comes up to me. He's like, what's going on? He came behind me, too, and grabbed me, which is like, it's so childish, and it's fine to do that, but this was I knew we were going to have a pretty serious conversation, and he came up and he's like, hey, man, what's going on? We love you. Why are you doing this? And I'm proud of myself. Again, I'm not talking shit about these guys. I'm just telling my truth, And I said, first of all, please take your hands off me and come stand in front of me and let's have an adult conversation. I said those exact words. Cha-ching, cha-ching. Who's making progress? Whose fucking therapist from Medicaid is paying off? And the 12-step programs. Step 1, let's have an adult conversation. I knew it was going to be a slightly uncomfortable conversation, but I got to say, I was in my body. I was in my body. You always hear people say that. I've heard people go, I was just really in my body on stage. And I always go, what are you talking? Yeah, you're also, in your fucking doing mushrooms and acid phase. So I don't know what you're talking about. For the first time, I actually understood what that meant. I was in my body. I was like, oh, I was grounded. I wasn't nervous. Because at the end of the day, I did the work on my end to decide that what I'm doing is right for me and telling the truth is right for me. So it felt great. And he's like, you know what? What's going on? Why did this happen? I just said, look, bro, all due respect, I'm ending the conversation. I'm not doing the podcast. I don't like being, having the fucking carrot dangled. And so I'm ending it. And he's like, no, we know we want you on. We're going to try to get you a date. And I go, and so I said, well, I'll only do it if I can dress up as a woman. And he was like, what? I go, I will only do it if I can dress in drag. That's my new rider to do the show. I want to come fully in drag, and we don't mention it at all. Not once. And he goes, oh, okay. He goes, all right, maybe. And he goes, no, we want to have you on, but my co-host he thinks you're in QAnon now. And I go, and then he walked away, and I was like, pay attention to what people say. It's so funny because he actually revealed the truth because I gave the conversation some room and some air. He said, my co-host thinks you're like in QAnon now. And he may have partially been joking, but I believe he partially was not joking as well. It's what's so fascinating about this. If you choose to speak up about something, and I'm going to particularly say if you're a straight white guy, I'm going to say that. And there's some room there, and I'm sure there's some people who aren't straight and white who have dealt with similar claims. In fact, there's black conservatives who I watch online who get the same shit. Oh, you're an Uncle Tom, this, that, and the other. I like to listen to different opinions. So it's not just straight white guys. But for the sake of the conversation, it's so interesting because I speak up, right? And I post about it. Now, because I do that, I'm suddenly like a QAnon conspiracy theorist to some people. It's such a corner that you can get backed in because I don't play the identity politics game. I don't believe identity should be paramount to who you are and your character. Well, that is becoming a less and less popular belief. So, if I did do that, and I did make identity paramount to my character, and I go, I'm a straight white guy, yeah, baby, huh? Look at these guns, shut up, bitch, back in the kitchen, and I just fed into this fake, overblown, patriarchal, white male, oppressive sort of dialogue that people are having, well, then I'd be shunned for that. But if I don't play the identity politics game and I say, hey, this isn't right, we shouldn't discriminate based on your skin color no matter what it is, then you're labeled like this fucking conspiracy guy who won't conform. So I say this very grounded and almost in awe in a psychological study type of way. I'm fucking fascinated by it. I love thinking about it. I love writing about it. I love learning about it. But I think it is important to be aware. So I was able to kind of sit back and like really enjoy this conversation like a fine Cabernet. And I go, this has some interesting notes. Oh, look at that. Wow. The afterbirth of what he just said about QAnon really hits the dangly thing in the back of your throat. I think I'll have a bottle of the... Yes, I think we'll have a whole bottle, please. Bring it over. Bring it over, yes, at once. So it was fascinating and interesting. And we left on a good note. I go, hey, I'm going to pass, but I love you. I'll support your comedy. And, so that's what it was. That's what it was for what it was. Now, where do I want to go with this? I posted something about transitioning. There's a woman named, and I'm trying to think of her name. Okay, she's got a book about transitioning, What is it called? Oh, irreversible damage. I think it is. See, I can't spell. Irreversible damage. Let's see if that comes up. And yes, Irreversible Damage by Abigail Schreier, who's a journalist who came out with a book investigating this rise in teen girl transition from female to male. And I'm seeing it, man, and I'm not necessarily seeing the actual surgical transition, removing of genitals, but I'm definitely seeing an uptick in people that I know who are going, yep, my daughter who's 8 or 10 is now a boy, and I'm going, whoa, okay. I keep running into people. I know people. It's definitely on the up. So I was just thinking about it. Our society now treats children like adults and adults like children. And it's fascinating. And it's obviously very backwards. In some cases, if you have the support of your parents, your family, you can be an 8-year-old, you can be a 5-year-old, you can be a 3-year-old and get gender reassignment surgery. You can have your breasts removed. You can have your penis removed. You can have all of these things that in a lot of cases are irreversible. And you can be a child doing that while your parents are walking around showing off their Band-Aid from their fucking Moderna scar. So they can get inside and get ice cream or go to a movie or have a cocktail. And it's all fucking backwards. It's so weird to me. And this book explains the uptick. And it's not, here's the thing. It's like gender dysphoria is a real thing. I know people. I know trans people. I know people who have parents who are trans or were trans. It's a real thing, man. It's not the same as being gay or being lesbian or anything, but I do know from having a father who knew he was gay from the time he was a child. I asked him, I never really knew much about it. I said, Dad, when did you... This was funny because we're in the car, and we're both kind of like, we're both kind of stern guys. Like we have kind of resting bitch face. And I go, Dad, when did you know you were gay? And he looked at me and goes, and I know he was thinking, oh shit, he's coming out. Oh, fuck. Oh, Jesus. We're just going to get burgers. Now I got to talk about this. And he goes, I always knew from when I was a kid. And it's similar in the fact that compared to the standard male and female being attracted to the opposite sex, which is the norm, doesn't mean you can say the other people aren't equal or aren't justified in how they feel. It's the same thing. I am very attracted to women, and gay men are very attracted to men. And that's exactly how they feel, and they should be respected for it. And it's real. It's not fake. I got to witness firsthand a man struggle with that and leave his wife and start a new life. He's a brilliant guy. He's a lawyer. He's a brilliant guy. And it's real. It's the same amount of real as someone with gender dysphoria. But what she points out in the book is the large uptick in transitioning is happening within social circles, mostly amongst teenage girls. As to say, when one girl transitions, the entire social group does. Social pressure is huge as a kid. Are you kidding me, dude? You see someone with pogs, everyone's got pogs. Everyone's doing the yo-yo. It's social. It's the early stages of tribalism. If you're not accepted, you're out of the group, and now you're the fucking loser. That you're the mutants at table 9. Adam Sandler movie reference. Wedding Singer. I was a mutant at table 9, and now I am again with this Napoleon lisp. So I just posted about it, and some people got upset. But I just said, look. Wait it out. And that's her case for this book. It should be alarming to everybody that she was ostracized, attacked. God bless this woman for being that brave, because even guys like Jordan Peterson, who are very outspoken about this, said, I almost didn't have you on the podcast. I was afraid to even talk to you. This is like a hot button topic. It's like a landmine. And if guys like old JP are afraid to talk about it, I give this gal a lot of credit. But the fact that her just giving another, statistically backed up data, another opinion on this was so censored, should alarm everybody, and the most damage and most harm will be done to these kids. Wait it out. There's some cases, I'm sure, where the gender dysphoria is so serious, and given they get the proper treatment, they go to therapy, they conclude that there's like no other option than the transition, I guess. But my personal opinion is wait until they go through puberty. In fact, maybe wait until they're 18. Obviously, there's exceptions to all this stuff. But I just thought about it, and people go, well, if they're a kid, even Biden said it. If you're a child, if you're an 8-year-old, just be who you are. If you're an 8-year-old, you want to be a girl, be a girl. Go ahead and be a girl, girl back better. We're trying to girl back better. So just believe the kid. Kids want to be all sorts of shit. Kids want to be astronauts, and a kid might want to be a lamp for a living. I want to be a lamp. I just feel like I'm a lamp. And you go, okay, be a lamp for a day. And your dad comes up and goes, and you go, ah! And you play along. But if your kid comes to you and goes, I'm a pirate. Mom and Dad, I'm a pirate. Go, all right, get in the car. We're going to go have your right leg removed. We're going to replace it with a stump. Are you really, like, you're okay, good. We're going to chop off your arm, give you a hook, and put a fucking parrot on your arm. No, you don't do that because your 8-year-old says you're a pirate. You go, all right, you know what? We'll go down to the costume store. We'll get you an eye patch. You'll try it on, get a fake parrot, get you a striped shirt or one of the puffy shirts. It's a puffy shirt. And you'll walk around for a week or a month, and you see how it feels. Maybe that's better than chopping your kid's dick off. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a patriarchal white man with a podcast. Guys, thanks for watching. I was supposed to be on Fox News tonight on Fox Primetime. That got moved to Thursday, so I will not be on tonight. The plan is to be on Thursday. The show's from 7 to 8. I'm slated to be on at 7:50. I'm going to tell some jokes. It's going to be a lot of fun. And if you want to see a show, tylerfisher.com. I'll put my schedule there. If you want to support the show and all the videos I make and become a co-producer of this show, patreon.com/Tyler Talks. Have a great week. Be nice to yourselves. Do something nice for yourselves. And maybe challenge yourselves in some way. Cheers. I appreciate you guys. Love you.